It's like some holy water. You look very beautiful in the bathtub. So today, for our first bath pod, bathcast, for our demo here, we could discuss how we met.
We're sitting actually in a beautiful space in the forest of Munduk in Bali. And it's our romantic weekend before Jeremy goes back to America. And this is a part we're going to discuss next, maybe, on our podcasts.
Bathcast.
Yeah, but it was a spontaneous idea of like, why don't we do that in the jungle, most beautiful, pretty, cool area of Bali? And that's a place where we can begin. And so, because we love bathtub, we invite you to our...
It's our first bathtub experience. We've been looking for ages for a bath, and they're not easy to come by. And then the baths we usually do find, you turn the water on and it turns cold within 5 minutes. This bath is not particularly hot. It's warm, and it took like 2 hours to fill up because it would run out of cold and we'd have to wait, turn it back on. So maybe we'll give it some more hot water soon. But yeah, I feel really happy. Full circle, we finally have arrived at our bath. Just past our year anniversary and about to separate for some time, unfortunately, geographically, because heading back to the States for a bit and still figuring out exactly when we'll meet up back in Bali in the new year. This month is October. It's going to be a bit of a slog, unfortunately. So maybe we can focus on something happy, which is how we met.
Yes. I would imagine we start with our love story, yes. And then maybe we continue of like how we manifest each other and how it was before we met, how we predate each other.
Right. This might be a lesson for those listening for how to meet the one in the modern age without apps.
Yeah, because we are super old school, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not old school.
You're not old school?
I have used apps, and I'm not completely opposed to them, except I do hate them.
Well, I also used apps, but like I'm more believer of like when you see the eye, when you feel the energy, when you connect spontaneously, and for me it's like literally what was our meeting about. It was like spontaneous, beautiful, out of nowhere story, I guess.
My version of the story is I was single and ready to mingle, but I wasn't really looking that incredibly hard. And when we met, I was actually with my buddy Jan, and he was looking very hard. And so the moment we met was more of a wingman situation where I was helping my buddy to meet some ladies. He was sad and feeling like, oh, I haven't met anyone. I want to meet someone. And we happened to just get done shooting content for my music and for my band. We're shooting dancing on the beach and stuff. And I was feeling really good. I was feeling just like in my zone, in my element. Usually when I go shoot content, I'm like dancing out in public or with people. And it's super scary for me. But once I do it, I'm like, this is like what I'm meant to do. And so I was feeling really good and alive, electric. And we were walking away from the beach. And we walked past Setse Pizza, the famous pizza spot near the corner of this famous bend on the Setse Road, I would say. Famous at least to me and the neighbors. And we walked by these two cuties at Sesse Pizza. And we were talking about Jan being sad, not having found somebody. I was like, hey, let's go talk to them. So we walked back by, had a look, and then we walked by again, I think, and then we came back and we're like, okay, let's order something. Now we're on like this lean diet situation, and we only eat Sesame pizza once a week as our cheat date. But this day we're like, okay, what should we eat if not pizza? No carbs, right? So we went and he bought olives, and I asked for a side of olive oil. And then we went out and saw them sitting there looking up, and we're like, hey, if I remember correctly, hey, how's it going? Chatty chat. Can we sit with you? And we sat while they ate pizza. He ate his olives, and I drank olive oil like a beast.
Well, first of all, what you said is very beautiful, and I want to mention it, like that he was in his element. That's true. It's like he was like highly energized, and like his eyes were so bright, and his presence was like just like, you know, bringing this energy in and in and in. And so it's like you kind of like, you can feel this man penetrating the space, you know, with his presence, and can't stand by it, you know, when the man in the element of being in his mission. And I believe that, and I see that Jeremy is in his mission. That's one thing I really admire about you. So before we met, my story was like, I was like coming to my friend. She invites me, and she's like, I'm gonna do the 8-hour ceremony, and this ceremony includes like great care of like massage, oils, flower shower. It's like a beautiful complementing story of celebrating a female energy. And she was like, okay, so what is your intention? And I was like, you know, my intention is to find the one. And that was like my big heart opening, like 8-hour feminine celebration and opening heart ceremony. And I was like, but you know what, in the end of ceremony, I was like, you know what, I'm so celebrated, I don't know anything, just God show me the way. So I was like literally blessed and blessed, and I was in my power and my like deep feminine essence, like after 8 hours of massage and compliments and flower showers and all of that. And I was inviting my friend to Sesa Pizza because it's actually, I was living very far from there. I was like 2 hours away. So I just came to her house, to Sesa. And it was just almost next door to her house, like this Sesa Pizza. And it was next door to the beach. So it was really nice to, you know, afterwards having like some grounding pizza food. And I was inviting her, and I was like, you know, like, let's go. I really want to celebrate this with you and ground it through our dinner together. And we was just sitting eating this pizza, and then all of a sudden these two guys was like going here and there and here and there, and my eye was like, what's happening? Kind of stopped myself looking at. And by the way, his friend is I think he's still single, and he's very mature
and ready to mingle.
Mature. He's still finding the ones, and he had like blue eyes, like two lasers of
he has piercing blue eyes. So every time he walks into any place, he's very handsome. All the women and everyone just goes, huh?
Right. And so these two guys like walking here and there, and I'm like, this guy has like you know, bald hair and like silver beard, so you kind of like blue eyes, like silver beard, and this like fancy muka clothes. And then Jeremy is like this huge beard, you know, has it like a
baseball hat,
yeah, and like some kind of fancy shoe, I remember, like you had. And it's like it was like fascinating, like how this guy was walking there, and I was like, what's happening? And my friend, she was like, look at this, like blue eye. He's like exactly from the cards that I took for finding the one through the ceremony. There was like a metaphorical cards, and she was like, "Look at that!" And this guy, bald guy with a silver beard, was on the card, and then she showed me this card, and then next to him was a lion, like an animal. And I was like, Jeremy literally looks like a lion. And I was like, oh my God, look, this is just happening now. And then these guys, they came to us and it's like, they sit in the same table because we're sitting in the last taken table, like it was a big one. And they sit with this olive oil and olives. And we was like, eating pizza. And looking how these guys are just drinking olive oil. What's happening? Like...
Yeah, there's a lot of pattern breaking already going on here.
Right. And then, so yeah, it was spontaneous. I was like super highly in my element as well, in my feminine. And I was nourished, I was celebrated, I was excited. And then you start talking. And he was like, hey, how are you? I'm a Shimmer Island. And I was like, what? What's that? I was like, what did that mean?
So yeah, I introduced myself as Shimmer Island because that's my artist name. And so I was going through this phase of fully embracing my artistry. So when I would meet somebody, they go, hey, I'm James or whatever. I go, hi, I'm Shimmer Island. And they'd be like, well, Shimmer what? And then it's like a conversation icebreaker. And then we talk about the music and talk about this and that. And you were just like, who, what?
My English was not so well, of course.
So good. Not so good.
It was not. My English is
perfect.
Improving day by day by Jeremy's side. But that time I was like, what does a shimmer means? I was like, I don't understand. He's like, this shimmery, watery.
And light dances on the water. Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And I asked her, if I remember correctly, maybe before giving my name, I said, hey, I like your hat. Are you from Texas? Because she's wearing like a leather hat and leather boots, which is pretty rare for Bali. I'm wearing shoes, which is incredibly rare. And she's wearing a cowgirl hat and boots, which is something you almost never see. So that made an easy conversation piece for me to approach her. And she's like, no, I'm not from Texas. I was like, oh, well, where are you from? I thought you were American, but you're like, no.
But then my English.
I didn't notice at first that you had an accent. I don't know how I didn't notice. But, I guess you said you're from Russia. Or maybe you responded as you usually do and said you're from planet Earth or something like that.
Yeah. Yes, like some spiritual response, like, So I show my element, like I'm a spiritual woman and I'm really into it. Yes.
Yeah, so we hit it off basically immediately, and Jan he's participating, and Ava, your friend, we're all having a chat, but you and I feel like are really flirting, and you were like, oh, then I explained my name, and oh, it's really Jeremy, and you're like, oh, I changed my name once too, because you're Giavanna now, but before you were born with a different name, and so we had this little thing in common, and it was just really easy and effortless. I would say part of this like lesson is that I approach them not for myself. Because if I approached women for myself, I would be incredibly nervous and worrying about all the right things to say and trying to like play it cool and trying this and trying that, putting in all this effort about not making an ass of myself. But in this case, I didn't mind being 100% me. I was filling in my element, and I was there to be of service, right? I was there to help Jan. And so even if I made an ass of myself, it would only make him look better. That's how I guess I was thinking about it. So I think this is a nice thing. It's like, one, to show up, if you've been doing the thing you love for the day, feeling that accomplished feeling, whatever that might be, it makes it, I think, easier to talk to people because I'm just satisfied instead of like being in my head about the things I didn't do all day and any anxieties around that, things I need to do. So I was feeling good, and then I was being of service, actually. So instead of Jan helping me go out and look and me feeling all kinds of weirdness about it, I was just helping him, and it just like really took a lot of the weight off of the moment. And I think that's why we got to vibe so easily.
Yeah, I mean, from my side, it was definitely, I was like in a deep feminine, relaxed, very nourished state. It was really, I felt such incredibly in ease and playfulness, and yeah, this Texas hat and Texas boots, like cowboy boots. I really have this. I think this was like a very important element, that we have like something that was familiar for you and familiar for me.
Yeah, you had something that attracted me that stood out as a piece of home, and it's unique. I look when I am wanting to talk to somebody, it's so much. I'm attracted to uniqueness or weirdness, so to speak. Well, and I'm attracted to the things that are pattern interrupts. So who's the one that looks the most unique in a room is the person I'm most likely to talk to, because one, it's just easier. Hey, I like that thing you're wearing. That's like such an easier way than, oh, you're wearing yoga clothes like everyone else in Bali. Like that would be hard. Okay, you have pretty eyes, but it's nice to like compliment somebody on a thing that they've chosen instead of something they're born with. Like lots of
Yeah.
pretty girls get told they're pretty. So to stand out, it's nice to give them something like, oh, I'm complimenting your style that you chose to have. And she's got mad style. And what really impressed me was you had, so I complimented your boots and you're like, oh, I made these. So like you designed these boots too. It's like, oh, that's really cool. So she's a creative. So she's got style. She looked kind of Texan, but she's not. So I don't know. Maybe I thought, oh, she's like worldly. And then she's an artist, a designer. She's doing cool stuff. Like, so this is all like checking major boxes for me very quickly. To
Not
keep
for his friend though.
not for Jan. He's looking for a girl that wears yoga clothes that looks like every yoga girl. He's like basically looking for the opposite, I think, of what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I guess we both have like this artisty parts of us. Mine may be more developed in this spiritual boho vibe, and yours more like bright, and but still, yeah, this artisty in wherever how we show up. I love it.
Yeah.
And for me, what like I was in my feminine essence, and you was in your, like you was literally inviting for more and more and more, and like this, I can feel this dynamic of yeah, I can say penetration of the space is different, no different words for me.
Yeah, well, we started talking about, okay, we were just on the beach shooting content, and then I said, what are you guys doing? And if I remember correctly, you said you were having like a womb ritual. Like she uses cloth and suspended you in a womb sort of situation for
Yes,
like several
it's
hours.
like actually it's a Mexican therapy. Reboza included it in, so you
What's it
kind of
called?
like reboza.
Reboza.
It's like a
Reposa.
scars that you kind of like come
I think that's Reposa.
inside for 7 chakras, and you're like inside of the womb again, this feeling of like you're inside of the cocoon, and then you're reborn into the new personality. It's like before and after life. I can say this is the most important ritual I ever done, because I can say it's like I did this ritual 8 hours, and then I next door met Jeremy, and we never separated after that. But the most fascinating, he was like, in 10 minutes after we talk a little here and there, he's like, so what do you think about to go to skinny dip?
I was a little more suave than that. I was more suave. So yeah, we finished our olives and olive oil. That was easy, and we're having a really nice chat. And I liked this womb ritual, which is something I've never heard of. Thought it was pretty weird, and I like that. So, she's giving me kind of hippie vibes. And so I said something like, do y'all want to go swimming at our villa up this? We were living together, Jan and I. We had a villa just up the street we could walk to. Do you want to go swimming with us? It's just right here. And FKK style. And FKK is a German thing. Jan knows what this is, but not everyone does. It means like frei corpora, something. I can't remember. It's been a while. And basically it means free body community, free body movement. And so this was on the communist side of the Berlin Wall, etc., where the one freedom these people had was to go swimming naked. And so when I would go swimming or to a spa or a lake, and when I lived in Berlin, it would be nude on a certain section of Germany. And
So I don't know what does it mean. So I said yes.
yeah, and I explained it. It's like, well, it's about free body, freedom, and we so swim naked, skinny dip. And they're both like, okay. And so yeah, so we wrapped. Well, the fact that they said yes is hilarious to me. I'm not usually that bold, but I was feeling fun, and again, I was getting hippie vibes. So where I'm from in Austin, Texas, like that, a lot of my friends would be like, hell yeah, let's go swim naked in some spring or something. But to ask strange women, female strangers, is a bold move, I think. But what's that phrase? Fate favors the bold or something. So I threw it out there. And again, I'm working on Jan's time. I'm working for Jan. So if they're like, this guy, I don't know about him, but let's talk to Jan with his beautiful blue eyes. I've been okay. But luckily it worked. So they're like, yeah, we'll come over. And so we go to the house just a few minutes later, and they come and we sit around the pool. And then what happened?
And it didn't happen.
Because
we understand what it means. It was like, Jeremy was like, so are we going naked now? I was like, what's happening? So like,
I did go swimming.
To add a piece. Wherever I don't understand English or wherever like happening, I'm listening to my heart. So in that moment, I was like, God, I don't know anything. Just show me the way. So I was like, okay, what is my heart saying? And my heart saying they're inviting us like to some spontaneous like situationship that we don't understand, but we're going there because heart say yes. So I was going for my heart. Well, it was not for skinny dip actually, as I would imagine my brain took it when we came, and I was like, we actually gonna skinny dip? No, I'm good. So we didn't skinny dip, but we really spent a beautiful, amazing time. We drank some tea, and Jan was actually inviting Jeremy to sing, and we figure out that he's an amazing singer. And the song he sang, it was like, true love will find you in the end. And I was like, oh God, like we was all together singing, by the way, because it's a song inviting you to sing.
It's a sing-along song.
And it's out now.
It just came out, so it's perfect, full circle.
Yeah. So I guess this is a very beautiful moment where we can give a little surprise for the next podcast, what happened next, because next Jeremy was so courageous and bold that he was like, would you love to stay with me?
Bold, not bald.
Bald.
Bold.
Bald.
Bold.
Bald.
Different than bald. Bold.
Bald.
I'd rather be bold.
Bald.
Jan's bald.
I improved
bold.
my English very, very much. Thanks, Jeremy. He's doing it every time to me, so that's our thing. I surrender to be a better person with you. Yeah. So what did I said and how does it happen? We can speak to you later on. So
yes, we didn't skinny dip, but there was intimacy and beautiful things that ensued. That's for part 2.
Yes, we will go for part 2 later.
So I think to wrap up the lesson I'm hearing, or what worked for us to meet each other without an app, is Gian and I were doing our favorite thing. We were walking the neighborhood, going to the beach. I was in my zone shooting content, feeling good in my purpose and the energy around that. And we saw some nice people at one of our favorite places, our usual cheat spots, and we were bold enough to talk to them. At least I was, and Jan came along. And I was being of service to help him, so that relieved the pressure, I think. And you, to your favor, because you said that you've just done this big ceremony, you were surrendering to saying yes. So when someone presented you this new strange guy hanging out at a pizza shop, which otherwise I almost never go to, and you're not really a pizza shop kind of lady, these guys send you an invitation to come over to their villa like within 20 minutes of talking, and you just said yes. You were kind of like going with the flow, and even though your mom might be like, "Don't talk to those strangers, or go home with them," but I think there's a little bit of feeling the vibe and going with the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I can say that for me, that was not only feminine nourishment that I was at, but also it was a spontaneity that I was open for. And yeah, my following heart, more than following my mind and understanding what's going on, it was also a big, for me, I can say, that actually all of our relationship, wherever spontaneous moments that we have a lot actually, was guiding us. This following heart is actually the most important tool I got, so we can go through and navigate all of this awkwardness and adventure moments.
That's right.
And being surrendering, like really, if masculine penetrating space in a so fascinating and artisty and so inviting and feeling actually secure space. It felt good. It felt nourished. It felt safe. It felt like, so I was feeling, how do I feel? Like literally, how do I feel? I feel safe. I felt safe, and I felt like my heart follow, and I felt being nourished enough, being spontaneous, being surrendered. So yeah, I feel like this is my main beats.
Beautiful. Yeah. Here we are. All right, to be continued.
Great first podcast.